Gone but not forgotten is a phrase usually reserved for loved ones. But let's be real, some of these discontinued Taco Bell items might as well have been family. Even the most diehard Taco Bell lover probably wouldn't deny the chain's seafood salad was its worst menu item ever. It was introduced in the mid-'80s, supposedly to compete with the McDonald's Filet-O-Fish.
A refreshing change from anything on a bun.
But as we now know, it just didn't cut it. The salad doesn't sound too bad when you look at the ingredients alone. It's just lettuce and other vegetables in a taco shell bowl topped with white fish, snow crab, and shrimp. But there's just something about getting seafood from Taco Bell that feels off. The seafood salad didn't stay on the menu too long, and these days, its strange legacy only lives on in vintage ads posted to YouTube. Clearly, consumers were smart enough to avoid this particular salad back in the day, and we doubt it's coming back anytime soon. Let's just say, no one is running to their nearest Taco Bell to demand the seafood salad return to the menu. Fire, the wheel, the Crunchwrap Supreme. What do these things have in common? They're all perfect inventions that are right just the way they are. And in 2006, Taco Bell learned that the hard way. Though we don't know if it counts as a taco, burrito, or something else entirely. The Crunchwrap Supreme is delicious, filling, and offers a perfect combo of ground beef, nacho cheese, lettuce, tomato, and sour cream. The unique crunch offered by the crispy tostada shell and grilled flour tortilla ties it all together like nothing else. But in 2006, Taco Bell decided to try something new with the spicy chicken Crunchwrap Supreme. Unfortunately, it was a total miss. It might seem smart to offer an alternative to the ground beef typically served in the Crunchwrap Supreme, but the spicy chicken version just wasn't as good. There's a reason most Taco Bell items are made with ground beef. It's just more flavorful, and it's what most customers picture when they think of Taco Bell's menu. The spicy chicken Crunchwrap Supreme only lasted a few years, but does anyone really miss it? Not likely. Speaking of botched attempts at recreating the magic of the Crunchwrap, let's talk the grilled stuffed nacho. Taco Bell introduced the triangular Crunchwrap Supreme knockoff in 2013, stuffed with ground beef, nacho cheese, nacho sauce, sour cream, and crispy tortilla strips. The grilled stuffed nacho was wrapped up in a flour tortilla that was folded into a triangle and then grilled. So yeah, it was basically just a smaller, slightly different version of the Crunchwrap Supreme. And unless you ate it right away, the strips would get soggy, which means you'd miss out on the trademark crispiness that makes the Crunchwrap so good. That's probably why the grilled stuffed nacho was eventually taken off the Taco Bell menu. It came back for a limited time in 2015, but it seems to be gone for good now. And while there's no such thing as too many Crunchwrap Supremes, the grilled stuffed nacho was just a totally unnecessary addition to Taco Bell's menu. Fast food chains love Halloween. It's the one holiday where they can just rebrand existing menu items with the help of a little food coloring. And in 2009, Taco Bell did just that with its Blackjack Taco. It was introduced as a special edition Halloween menu item, along with a pretty creative ad campaign.
Black boots. Black pants.
Black taco?
Unfortunately, the Blackjack Taco didn't quite hit the mark. Sure, it featured a special sauce that you won't find on a regular crunchy taco, but that's about all that made it special. The black crunchy shell didn't actually offer any new flavor, which is probably why it was discontinued. Granted, it was pretty tasty, but it was also kind of overrated. In the end, it was just a taco, and no one seems to miss it very much. One of Taco Bell's biggest fan favorites was the Enchirito. The Enchirito was originally introduced in the 70s and was basically the fast food chain's version of an enchilada. The original version of the Enchirito featured a corn tortilla filled with ground beef, beans, and onions, and then topped with a red chili sauce, olives, and cheese. The convenience of being able to order an enchilada at a drive-thru was not lost on customers, but it was still taken off the menu in 1993. It eventually came back with a few tweaks, but it was removed again in 2013. The Enchirito has found its way back once or twice more recently for a limited time, but it doesn't look like it'll ever have a permanent place on the menu again. Sure, it was never Taco Bell's tastiest offering. The recipe reportedly changed between the 90s and early 2000s, but it might just have been its most beloved. If you're one of those who misses the Enchirito, there is some hope. You could always order a Burrito Supreme with extra cheese and beef, a side of red sauce, sour cream, nacho cheese sauce, and some 3-cheese blend to try MacGyvering your own. In 2008, Taco Bell debuted a series of menu items with a volcano theme. One of the most popular and delicious was the Volcano Taco, which was basically just an extra spicy, crunchy taco.
With spicy lava sauce, it could be the spiciest taco ever.
To be fair, the Volcano Taco was spicier than your average taco. It featured a spicy red shell, seasoned ground beef, and the standard toppings of lettuce and cheese. But the discontinued spicy lava sauce was both the key to its success and the reason we may never be able to recreate the Volcano Taco ourselves. While there are certain hacks you can use to spice up your regular crunchy taco, it will never quite be the same as the Volcano Taco. Spice lovers will forever mourn it. Nearly every time Taco Bell has tried to break out of the Mexican food realm, it hasn't gone especially well. In the early 2000s, Taco Bell introduced a new menu item that was a little out of the box: the Chicken Caesar grilled stuffed burrito.
One must peek under its little toga.
The Chicken Caesar grilled stuffed burrito was basically just a grilled chicken Caesar wrap with a slight Taco Bell twist, crispy red tortilla strips, but it was tasty. One thing that may have led to its downfall was its price. At $2.99, the Chicken Caesar grilled stuffed burrito was pretty expensive compared to other options at the time. And while the burrito was solid, it didn't feel particularly innovative. Even so, it was nice to see Taco Bell break its mold in a way that actually kind of worked. The spicy tostada stood out for marrying the OG cred of Taco Bell's original tostada, one of the first menu items from the 1960s, with the 1-2 punch of zesty, creamy chipotle sauce, one of Taco Bell's more modern signatures. Spicy tostada's era-transcending duality earned it a loyal flock of fans, but it might have been too simple for its own good. Priced at $1, it was both filling and cost-effective, thanks to heaps of refried beans, sauces, lettuce, tomatoes, and shredded cheese. It was also celebrated on social media as a Weight Watchers-friendly item. The spicy tostada's departure was part of a mass exodus of classic items in 2020, yet another beautiful thing COVID-19 took away from us. In fairness, there were drawbacks. Far too often, the spicy tostada was thrown together with the gracefulness of a Jackson Pollock painting. A cursory preparation made it messy to eat and unappetizing to look at. But if messy food has ever stopped you from enjoying Taco Bell, then you were probably at the wrong restaurant to begin with. Taco Bell has never been particularly well known for its dessert options, but the caramel apple empanada was a menu staple, and for good reason. It was basically just caramel apple pie filling deep fried in a crispy shell. Sound delicious? It was. Unfortunately, the caramel apple empanada went the way of the dodo in 2019. When Brand Eating reached out to Taco Bell about the discontinued menu item, the company didn't seem all that responsive. A spokesperson said simply, "Those were a big hit but exited menus earlier this year, while the Cinnamon Twists and Cinnabon Delights remain." It's pretty disappointing that Taco Bell took away one of its most delicious desserts, especially because its current dessert menu is pretty lacking. And while it did briefly return as part of Taco Bell's Decades menu in 2024, we'll have no choice but to settle for the Cinnabon Delights in the long term. For a long time, vegetarians have viewed Taco Bell as the North Star of the fast food world. It was one of the few chains that offered more than 1 or 2 plant-based items, and it took decades for competitors to catch up. But in 2020, we lost one of Taco Bell's essential veggie options, the 7-layer burrito. At the time Taco Bell discontinued the 7-layer burrito, it had been on the menu for nearly 30 years. Inspired by the Tex-Mex crowd-pleaser 7-layer dip, the 7-layer burrito featured rice, refried beans, cheese, diced tomatoes, guacamole, lettuce, and low-fat sour cream all wrapped up in a soft flour tortilla. It was filling, affordable, and satisfying, not to mention colorful. It wasn't flawless. If constructed with care, it was delicious. The refried beans melded into the sour cream, which melded into the guacamole, while the rice, cheese, lettuce, and tomato danced all around. But with so many components, a lot could go wrong. The guacamole could be ice cold, or the rice could be dry and overcooked. Still, we'd put up with that for the chance to order it just one more time. As far as Taco Bell menu items go, it doesn't get simpler than the Cheesarito. Literally just a flour tortilla with melted cheese, Mexican pizza sauce, and scallions, it was a small snack beloved by many. And we couldn't think of a better option for late-night dining. You might not be able to order the Cheesarito by name anymore, but it's so simple you can probably just hack the item at the drive-thru.
We have the technology.
If you lie awake at night, dreaming of just one more Cheesarito, don't give up hope. Well before the Volcano menu came along, Taco Bell was already looking for ways to break the mold. In the 90s, it introduced the Sizzlin' Bacon menu, which featured 3 new items to go along with the theme. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito and the Chicken Club Burrito weren't particularly special, but the BLT Taco was really something else. As the name suggests, it was a soft taco with bacon, lettuce, and tomato, topped with cheese and a special club sauce. Basically, it was a BLT wrap with a little Taco Bell flair, and it was absolutely delicious. Even though the BLT Taco had bacon in it, it wasn't too heavy, making it a great lunch option. Sadly, it was discontinued in the 2000s and never seen again. Close your eyes and picture a sloppy Joe, but with Mexican spices. Now imagine that in a colorful Taco Bell wrapper, and you'll get pretty darn close to the Bell Beefer, possibly the most popular discontinued item in Taco Bell's catalog. The Bell Beefer was basically a taco on a hamburger bun. It featured ground beef, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and sauce, and was first introduced at Taco Bell, at least with that name, in 1975. It was originally discontinued in the 90s, but made a brief comeback in 2010 before disappearing permanently in 2012. And while it was super popular, it makes sense that it's gone. When a company adopts the slogan, "Think outside the bun," it's almost certainly a death sentence for sandwiches on its menu. But that didn't stop fans from mourning the loss. So, the Bell Beefer might be gone from Taco Bell's menu, but it will probably never be forgotten.